I am beautiful, and I have dozens of suitors lined up if I wished to marry right now. So what are you saying, father? Spit it out. CHINAZA declared boldly. King Obina looked at her in disbelief. Father, CHINAZA continued, revoke ADANNA's birthright and anoint me as your successor. Let us strike while the iron is hot, before it's too late. Oh yes, I am your humble daughter, and I would make a far better successor than my failure of a sister. Shut up, the king thundered. Shut your filthy mouth, you wicked child. You want me to betray ADANNA, your elder sister, my firstborn? Have you no shame? No conscience? How dare you even think of such evil, let alone bring it before me? His voice echoed through the royal hall. I see now that evil dwells in your heart, CHINAZA. But don't worry, I know how to purge it. From this day forward, your access to the royal treasury is revoked. You will have only one servant, and your meals will be reduced to 6 a day to 3. You will serve this punishment until I deem you worthy of mercy, King Obina declared firmly. But father, please, CHINAZA pleaded. I was only being honest about the situation. We both know ADANNA will never marry. Would you hand over the throne to a commoner when I'm here? How dare you speak that way about your sister, King Obina roared. Have you not heard that she now has a male friend she's been meeting in the forest? Instead of praying for their friendship to blossom into marriage, you plot against her behind her back. CHINAZA, 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 how many times did I call you? If you know what's good for you, leave my sight immediately before I increase your punishment tenfold. But father, you can't be this naive. You're staking the entire kingdom on some slim chance that ADANNA, a girl no man has ever courted, will marry a hunter you barely know? King Obina slammed his staff on the ground. Then it's settled. I will meet this hunter soon. As for you, your punishment remains unchanged. Now get out of my presence. In this small village, there lived a young woman named ADANNA. Her father, King Obina, ruled the land with wisdom and grace. And ADANNA was his eldest daughter, a kind-hearted and gentle princess loved by many, yet misunderstood by most. ADANNA was born with an unusual condition that made her grow at an extraordinary rate from childhood. She was taller and stronger than nearly everyone in the village, her physique more muscular than that of most men. Though her heart was tender, her imposing stature often intimidated those around her. As she grew older, this difference became more pronounced. Mothers would pull their children aside whenever she passed, and young men would avoid her entirely, fearful of being mocked for courting someone larger and stronger than themselves. This became a great concern for King Obina, for he had no sons to inherit the throne, only ADANNA and her younger sister CHINAZA. By tradition, the crown would pass through ADANNA's line if she married and bore a male heir. But despite her royal beauty, no suitors dared to come forward. ADANNA felt cursed, as though life itself had mocked her destiny. Yet even with her silent pain, she remained compassionate and devoted to serving her people. She spent her days helping farmers, tending to the sick, and caring for the needs of her father's kingdom. But at night, her loneliness would return. Whenever her heart grew heavy, she would sneak away into the nearby forest, a quiet place where no palace guard could see her, to cry and find comfort among the whispering trees. One afternoon, as she wept beneath a tall iroko tree, she suddenly heard a desperate cry for help. "Please, somebody help me!" It was a man's voice, coming from a bush path nearby. Without hesitation, ADANNA ran toward the sound. There, she saw a short, handsome hunter trapped under a fallen tree. "How did this happen?" she asked, rushing toward him. "Please, help me first," he groaned. "Then I'll explain everything." With her unmatched strength, ADANNA lifted the tree as though it were a small branch and rolled it aside. The hunter gasped in awe as she helped him to his feet. "Thank you, mighty lady. My name is Obi, son of Nanana, and grandson of Emezi, the greatest chief priest this land has ever known. And you are?" "I'm ADANNA," she replied shyly. "Princess ADANNA, daughter of King Obina." "Oh, of course," Obi exclaimed. "The beautiful giant princess of Umudike. I've heard stories about you." ADANNA frowned slightly. "Beautiful giant? Are you mocking me?" "No, not at all," Obi said quickly. "You are indeed tall and strong, but also very beautiful. I meant it sincerely." For the first time in her life, ADANNA blushed. "You really think I'm beautiful?" she asked softly. "Of course," Obi smiled. "Most people only see what's different about you. They don't see how graceful you are." ADANNA could hardly believe his words. All her life, no one had ever called her beautiful. They spent hours talking beneath the trees. She told him how she often came to the forest for peace, and he shared stories of his hunting adventures, including the mishap that had caused the tree to fall on him. Their laughter echoed through the forest, blending with the songs of the birds. When evening came, ADANNA promised to return the next day. She tiptoed back into the palace quietly, but when she entered her room, she found her younger sister, CHINAZA, sitting on her bed. CHINAZA was stunning, admired by everyone in the kingdom. She had many suitors and often flaunted her beauty in ADANNA's face. Whenever ADANNA was sad, CHINAZA found joy in it, believing it confirmed her own superiority. "Well, well," she said with a smirk. "The mighty princess returns for another one of her wild adventures. Do you ever think about how shameful it is for a royal daughter to roam around like a peasant? You already look like a beast. Must you also behave like one?" ADANNA clenched her fists. "I've told you before, CHINAZA, stop calling me that." "Oh, please," CHINAZA scoffed. "You think I'll keep quiet while you disgrace our family name? The guards already told me where you sneak off to. Father deserves to know that his so-called heir is running wild in the forest instead of finding a husband." "Enough, CHINAZA," ADANNA said firmly. "Mock me all you want, but remember, I'm still your elder sister." "Elder sister or not," CHINAZA sneered, "you're still a giant disappointment. Father's waiting for you. Go tell him you're back before he dies of worry." Later that night, ADANNA went to her father's chambers, trembling as she approached. King Obina looked up from a discussion with his advisors and dismissed them. "My daughter," he said, his voice calm but heavy. "Why do you trouble my heart this way? Why have you been sneaking off to the forest?" ADANNA bowed her head. "Father, forgive me. The forest is the only place I find peace. Here in the palace, I'm constantly reminded that I've failed you, that I'm unfit to be your heir." King Obina sighed deeply and rose from his seat. "My daughter, you could never fail me. I only worry for your safety. You are royalty and my beloved child. Next time, please take a guard with you. I cannot lose you." Tears welled in ADANNA's eyes. "Thank you, Father. I promise I'll take one with me. And I met someone today, a hunter named Obi. He's kind, and I plan to see him again tomorrow." The king smiled gently. "Obi, son of ADANNA? The grandson of Emezi, the chief priest? That's a noble family. You have my blessing to see your friend again, but do not go alone." Overjoyed, ADANNA thanked her father and left her chambers with a smile that hadn't graced her face in years. But just beyond the door, CHINAZA had been eavesdropping, her heart burning with jealousy. She crept away silently, already plotting how to destroy her sister's newfound happiness. The next morning, ADANNA and a palace guard returned to the forest. Obi was surprised to see her accompanied, but she explained her father's concern. They laughed, talked, and even hunted together. ADANNA turned out to be naturally skilled, and they shared many dreams and values. Days turned into weeks, and their friendship blossomed. ADANNA's sadness began to fade, replaced by joy and laughter. Everyone in the palace noticed her transformation, especially her father, who was grateful. But CHINAZA was furious. She had always envied ADANNA's birthright and hoped that her sister's loneliness would disqualify her from the throne. Now, seeing ADANNA happy and possibly in love terrified her. I must act fast before all my plans crumble, she thought darkly. So one morning, while ADANNA had gone to meet Obi, CHINAZA stormed into her father's meeting chamber. "Father, forgive my intrusion," she said breathlessly, interrupting the king and his advisors. "CHINAZA, what is so urgent that you barge in unannounced?" King Obina asked sternly.
"Father, this is a matter of life and death," she insisted. "You're growing old, and the throne needs an heir. ADANNA has failed you. She's failed this kingdom. By our customs, she cannot inherit the throne without a husband, and after all these years, no man has chosen her. It's not her fault she looks the way she does, but she's failed her duty. Father, we need to face the truth." King Obina frowned. "And what truth is that, CHINAZA?" "Father," she said coldly, "I am alive and well. I am beautiful, and I have dozens of suitors lined up if I wish to marry right now. So what are you saying, Father? Spit it out," CHINAZA declared boldly. King Obina looked at her in disbelief. "Father," CHINAZA continued, "revoke ADANNA's birthright and anoint me as your successor. Let us strike while the iron is hot, before it's too late. I am your humble daughter, and I would make a far better successor than my failure of a sister." "Shut up," the king thundered. "Shut your filthy mouth, you wicked child. You want me to betray ADANNA, your elder sister, my firstborn? Have you no shame, no conscience? How dare you even think of such evil, let alone bring it before me?" His voice echoed through the royal hall. "I see now that evil dwells in your heart, CHINAZA. But don't worry, I know how to purge it. From this day forward, your access to the royal treasury is revoked. You will have only one servant, and your meals will be reduced from 6 a day to 3. You will serve this punishment until I deem you worthy of mercy," King Obina declared firmly. "Father, please," she pleaded. "I was only being honest about the situation. We both know ADANNA will never marry. Would you hand over the throne to a commoner when I am here?" "How dare you speak that way about your sister?" King Obina roared. "Have you not heard that she now has a male friend she's been meeting in the forest? Instead of praying for their friendship to blossom into marriage, you plot against her behind her back? CHINAZA, 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 how many times did I call you? If you know what's good for you, leave my sight immediately before I increase your punishment tenfold." "But father, you can't be this naive," she muttered desperately. "You're staking the entire kingdom on some slim chance that ADANNA, a girl no man has ever courted, will marry a hunter you barely know." King Obina slammed his staff on the ground. "Then it's settled. I will meet this hunter soon. As for you, your punishment remains unchanged. Now get out of my presence." CHINAZA fled, trembling. Moments later, ADANNA, returning from her meeting with Obi, overheard the raised voices and rushed into her father's chamber. "Father, is everything all right?" she asked, worried. King Obina forced a calm smile. "It's nothing, my dear. Your sister misbehaved and I corrected her. Do not trouble yourself." "All right, father," ADANNA replied softly. As she was about to leave, the king called after her. "Wait, my daughter." there's something I've been meaning to ask. Your friend, Obi, is that his name? I would like to meet him here at the palace. I want to know the man who has brought such joy back into your life." ADANNA chuckled. "Daddy, no problem. I'll bring him tomorrow. You'll like him. He's very kind and charismatic." "Then it's settled," the king said warmly. "Bring him tomorrow so I may meet him myself." The next day, ADANNA went to their usual meeting spot in the forest. When she arrived, she saw Obi with a bicycle. "I didn't know you owned a bicycle," she exclaimed. "There are many things you don't know about me, ADANNA," he smiled. "But I know some things about you, like how you've never ridden a bicycle before." "Wait, how did you know that?" she asked curiously. "Oh, please," Obi teased. "You're the crowned princess. I doubt you've ever needed to pedal anywhere when you've been carried in royal chariots your whole life. But today, I'll teach you how to ride. It'll be fun." ADANNA laughed. "All right, I'm in." They spent the entire afternoon together. Obi patiently taught her how to balance and steer, and every time she fell, he helped her up with a smile. At one point, the bicycle wobbled and both of them tumbled onto the grass. As they fell, their eyes met and locked with a burning passion. "ADANNA," Obi began, his voice trembling slightly. "These past few months have been the best of my life. You're an incredible woman, and I've completely fallen in love with you. ADANNA, will you marry me?" He knelt before her, holding a small wooden ring he had carved by hand. ADANNA gasped, blushing deeply as tears of joy filled her eyes. Yes, I'll marry you, Obi," she exclaimed. Obi slipped the ring onto her finger, and they shared a heartfelt kiss. Afterwards, ADANNA noticed something familiar about the ring. "I carved it from the very tree that trapped me, the same tree you lifted to save my life," Obi revealed. Overwhelmed, ADANNA told him that her father wanted to meet him. "But now," she said, smiling, "you're not just my friend, you're my fiancé. This will make him even happier." Obi nodded. "I have something else for you, my love. A surprise for accepting to marry me." "What is it?" she asked curiously. "My grandfather, the great chief priest Emizi, left behind sacred knowledge. You've often hated your size and strength, but a few weeks ago, I started searching for a cure. Just last week, I learned of one. There's a shrine deep within the Igbochi sacred forest across the river Enyimba. The land there is charged with ancient power. If you break the secret egg at exactly midnight during a full moon, any wish you make about yourself will come true. If you wish to return to normal size, it will happen instantly." ADANNA gasped and hugged him tightly. "Obi, this is amazing. Father will be thrilled to hear this, and about our engagement too." "So what are we waiting for?" Obi smiled. "Let's go see your father." Hand in hand, they walked through the village, not through their usual secret path, but along the main road. The villagers stared as they passed. Some were stunned, others mocked. "Look, it's the giant princess and her little husband," some children shouted, crowing, laughing cruelly. "Is this Beauty and the Beast but reversed?" At first, ADANNA felt embarrassed, but when she looked into Obi's eyes, peace filled her heart. His gaze reminded her that his love was all that mattered. They continued to the palace, where CHINAZA spotted them entering the royal compound. She hid behind a corridor pillar to eavesdrop as the guards escorted ADANNA and Obi into the throne room. The two knelt before the king. "Rise, my children," he said warmly. "ADANNA, so this is the man who has made you glow with happiness lately?" "Yes, father," ADANNA replied, smiling. "This is Obi, the kind and noble hunter from our village. But he's no longer just my friend." "What do you mean?" King Obina asked. Obi stepped forward and bowed. "Great King Obina, ruler of this land, may your days be long. Your daughter and I were once friends, but today that changed. I asked for her hand in marriage, and she said yes." For a moment, the king was speechless. Then tears filled his eyes, tears of joy.
"My son," he said, his voice shaking, "you've done nothing wrong. You filled my heart with happiness. I have your full blessing. I and my council will ensure your wedding is truly royal." ADANNA rushed forward and hugged him. "Thank you, father." But Obi had more to say. "My liege, that's not all. I also bring news of a possible cure for ADANNA's condition. There is a sacred shrine in the Igbochi forest. If she performs the ritual there, she'll be healed permanently." The king's smile faded slightly. "Are you certain? That forest is dangerous. Many have entered and never returned. Could you truly protect my daughter?" "Yes, my king," Obi said confidently. "The information came from a trusted source, and I swear to protect her with my life. I am the grandson of Amazi, the greatest priest this land has known. We will return safely, and she will be free." King Obina nodded solemnly. "Then you have my blessing, brave hunter. I will provide 10 of my best guards to accompany you. I assume you wish to complete this mission before your marriage." "Yes, my king," they both replied. As they rejoiced, CHINAZA, listening behind the door, felt her heart twist with envy and rage. "My sister has found love, and now even a cure? All my plans are collapsing. But no, I can still change my fate. I just have to act fast." That night, while everyone slept, CHINAZA slipped out of the palace and rode to the neighboring kingdom. She went straight to her friend Adaiza's hut, whose aunt was rumored to be one of the most feared witches in the region. "Take me to your aunt," CHINAZA demanded. "I'm ready to do whatever it takes to make sure ADANNA and Obi's union fails, even if it costs me everything." Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the story and would love to see part 3, comment part 3 below and subscribe to Wisdom Stories. Turn on notifications so you'll be the first to know when the next episode drops. I will be in the comments section to see your replies. This will encourage me to continue with the story. Comment part 3 below. Have a blessed day.